Hello, welcome to Higher Ground Gaming. This is Eric. Tonight we're going to play another game from the Larry Bird career replay using Inside the Paint basketball. It's a game from the 1979-80 season, which was Larry Bird's rookie season. The Celtics are currently 5-6 in the replay. They were 9-2 in the actual replay, so we're 4 games behind their pace there. Had a little difficulty getting started, lost some close games and everything. But we're starting to get to know the team and their strengths and weaknesses, and hope today to get a win over the Kansas City Kings and even their record at 6-6. So that's our goal for today, and for this game. So for the visiting Kansas City Kings, now known as the Sacramento Kings, it will be Sam Lacey at center. Bill Robinzine at power forward. Scott Wedman, the future Celtic, at small forward. Otis Birdsong, the shooting guard. And Phil Ford, the point guard. So that's the starting lineup for the visiting Kansas City Kings. For the Boston Celtics, standard starting lineup of Collins at center, Maxwell at power forward, Mr. Larry Legend Bird, small forward, Chris Ford at shooting guard, and Nate Tiny Archibald at point guard. So those are your starting lineups. They're at center court. Here's the tip. And the tip is going to go to Cowens of the Celtics. So Dave Cowens with the ball. And he'll put it up.
The jumper on the baseline.
And great defense by Lacey. And that is going to go to rebound battle between Maxwell and Lacey. And that is going to be won by Cedric Maxwell of the Celtics. And he'll bring it down and put it up.
Pull up for the jump shot.
And his shot will be off the mark. And rebound will go to Robinzine of the Kings. Fast break pass over to Phil Ford. Puts up a 2. And that will, that's in and out, but manages to fall back in. And the Kings are up 2-0. Credit the assist to Scott Wedman. Celtics inbound the ball. Push it up. And they'll get it over to Dave Cowens. Cowens with a great pass. Over to Larry Bird. And Bird nails it. So Larry Bird with the first Celtics basket of the day. Credit the assist to Cowens. And it's 2-2. Kansas City ball. Over to Phil Ford. Ford with the feed over to Lacey. And Lacey puts it up and in. So Kansas City with the 4-2 lead. Celtics will inbound it. And that's going to be stolen by Ford. Celtics get back quickly. Kansas City still trying to find someone to pass it to. And that's going to be a foul on Archibald. His first. Team first. So Kansas City will inbound it. Over to Lacey. Lacey puts it up. And that will not go, but he's going to draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And the foul is going to be on Cowens, his first. Second team foul. He was in the active shooting, so Lacey will go to the line and shoot 2. He's a 74% free throw shooter. Puts the first one up. First one's good. And second one, nothing but net. So Kansas City has a 4-point lead now, 6-2. As the Celtics get it up to Cowens. And he'll turn it over. So Kansas City ball. And they'll get it over to Lacey. Lacey will put it up. And that will be no good. And it's going to go Brid with the rebound. And he'll be on the fast break. Pushes it up. Feeds it over to Cowens. Who puts it in? So Cowens with his first basket of the day. Brid with his first assist. And it's a 2-point game. Kansas City with the ball. Gets it over to Lacey. And Lacey cannot get it to fall. Brid with the reward. Kings get back quickly. Celtics will set it up. And Ford is going to shoot a 3-pointer. And that's good. So Chris Ford with a 3-pointer. And the Celtics up by 1 now, 7-6. Kansas City pushes it up, gets it over to Wedman. Wedman shoots a 2. And that is going to be no good. Cowens with the board. Pushes it up to Archibald on the fast break. Archibald puts it up. And that'll be good. So Archibald with his first points of the game. And credit Maxwell with the assist on the play. So the Celtics with a 3-point lead. Kansas City ball. Over to Birdsong. Birdsong feeds it inside to Ford, who puts it up and in. So Ford now with 4 points. Birdsong with his first assist of the game. Celtics lead cut to 1. Celtics get it over to Brid. And Brid will feed it. Feed it inside over to Archibald. Puts it up and in. Archibald now with 4 points. Brid with his second assist. Celtics lead back up to 3. They push it up, get it over to Ford. And Ford's runner will be good, and he'll draw the foul, so a chance for a 3-point play to tie the game. And looks like the foul is going to be on Cowens, his second personal. So we'll be right back. So Cowens with 2 quick fouls. He'll go to the bench, and Roby will come in for him. And Ford will go to the line and try to complete the 3-point play. He's at 82% from the charity stripe. So his free throw is good, and we have a tie game. So Mike Green will come in for Robinson for the Kings. Celtics with the ball, tied at 11. Celtics will get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot it up. And that will be a miss. And Green will come down with the board. Celtics get back quickly. And I'll get it over to Phil Ford. Ford with the pass over back to Green. Puts it up and in. So Green gets a quick basket just coming in. Ford with the assist, his second. And Kansas City now has a 2-point lead. Over to Archibald. And Archibald cannot get it to fall. That's going to be a jump ball. So jump ball won by the Kings. they'll pass it over to Green. Green puts it up. And his shot way off the mark. As Wedman comes down with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And great defense by Brid. And Roby almost gets the rebound, but it'll go to Lacey. Lacey with the pass. Over to Green. Green puts it up. And great defense by Maxwell. Forces the miss. This time Roby is able to get to it. Fast break pass over to Brid. And Bird's going to turn it over. So it remains 13-11 Kansas City. And they have the ball. Over to Wedman. Wedman puts it up. And that is going to be off the mark. Maxwell with the board. Kings get back. Celtics will set it up. Maxwell with it. And he'll put it up. And that'll be good. So Maxwell, his first points of the game. Credit the assist to Ford. Chris Ford. And we have a 13-13 game. Kings with it. Get it over to Phil Ford.
Steps into a jumper.
And his jumper is going to be good. Kansas City back on top. Celtics ball. Over to Archibald. Archibald passes it over to Brid, who puts it up and in. Archibald, his first assist. Brid now with 4 points. Kansas City with the ball in the tie ball game. And that's going to be a foul on Brid. His first personal. His fourth team foul, so the Celtics will be in the penalty from now on the rest of the quarter. Kansas City inbounds it. Gets it over to Phil Ford. Ford puts it up. And his runner will not fall. Maxwell with another rebound, his third. I'll pass it over to Ford. Ford's runner will not go. So that's going to be check defense for it's going to be a defensive foul. So that's going to be on Mike Green, his first personal. First team foul for Kansas City. Celtics will inbound it. They get it over to Brid. Brid puts it up. And that won't go. And Archibald cannot get to it. Instead, it goes to Birdsong for the Kings. And he'll pass it over to Lacey. Lacey with a great pass. Feeds it into Wedman, who puts it up and in. So Wedman with his first points of the day. Lacey with his first assist. And it's a 17-15 game. Kansas City in the lead. Celtics push it up. Get it over to Ford. Chris Ford.
The drive to the basket.
And his won't fall. So the Celtics having trouble converting from the floor. As Lacey comes down with the board. Fast break pass over to Ford. And he's going to feed it over to Lacey, who puts it up and in. Lacey now with 6 points. Kansas City lead 4, and we'll be right back after these substitutions. All right, so ML Card comes in for the Celtics, replacing Chris Ford. Mike Green moves over from power forward to center, and Bill Robinson comes in back in at power forward. So the Celtics with the ball, they'll inbound it. Kansas City up by 4. Over to Roby. Roby puts it up, and that will not fall. And it's going to be out of bounds, Celtics ball. Over to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it up, and his shot will... Oh, it's going to be defended by Wedman. So Wedman prevents Maxwell from converting. Robinson comes down with the board. He'll pass it over to Green, now in at center. Puts it up, and that won't fall. Maxwell with another rebound. And Kansas City gets back quickly. Celtics will set it up. Get it over to Brid. Brid puts it up. And Bird's shot will again not fall. And it's going to be fouled, though. It's going to be a foul on Wedman on the rebound. So, only the second Kansas City team foul. So the Celtics will inbound it, non-shooting foul. Get it into Roby. Roby puts it up. And that will not fall. Robinson with the board. Celtics back. Kansas City gets it over to Ford, Phil Ford. Ford puts it up. And that will be good as MLK almost got a piece of it, but not quite. So Ford now with 11 points on the game. Celtics got to think about possibly double teaming him. And I think they will. Celtics inbound it. Over to Maxwell. And Maxwell will be fouled on the play. And it's going to be a foul on Birdsong. So Maxwell will go to the line and shoot 2. As he was in the act of shooting. 79% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he makes both of them. So Celtics are going to double team Ford. See how that goes. There we go. Try that for a little while. So Kansas City with the ball in a 4-point lead. And they'll still get it over to Ford. Despite being double teamed. Puts it up. And that jumper will not go. And Ford still is able to come down with the board. But he'll turn it over. As he travels with the ball. So Celtics ball. And I'll go over to ML Carr. Carr will shoot a 3. And that will be off the mark. It's going to go out of bounds. Kansas City ball. Kansas City gets it into Wedman. And that will be good. Hey, Miss Max. Max coming in to say hi. So Kansas City with the biggest lead, 6 points now. Celtics inbound it over to Archibald. Archibald with a great assist pass over to ML Carr. Carr with his first points of the day. Second assist for Archibald. Kansas City lead now 4. As we approach the 3-minute mark of the first quarter. And they'll get it over to Robinson. Robinson put it up. And his jumper will be good. So Kansas City lead back up to 6. Credit Birdsong with the assist there, his second. Celtics with the ball. And that's going to be a quick foul on Green. His second personal. So we'll be right back. So Green will have to catch some pine. All right, multiple substitutions for both teams. Celtics with the ball down by 6. And they'll get it over to Henderson just in the game for the Celtics. And he'll put it up. And that will not go. And Reggie King just in the game will come down with the rebound. He'll pass it over to McKinney just in the game. And McKinney will shoot it too. And his will not fall. Roby with the board for the Celtics. And that's going to be stolen by Grunfield just in the game. Fast break pass over to McKinney. Puts it up. And that will not fall. Roby with another board. Fast break pass over to Henderson. Puts it up. And that'll be good. So Celtics cut the lead to 4. No assists on the play. Kings get it over to Robinzine. Robinzine is going to be fouled on the play. And it's going to be a foul on Roby, his first. So Celtics now in the penalty. And Robinzine will go to the line and shoot 73% free throw shooter from the charity stripe. First one's good. Nails them both. So Kansas City lead back up to 6. Celtics ball. Celtics get it over to Henderson. Henderson puts it up. And that will be good. So 27-23 Kansas City with the ball. Just under 2 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Over to McKinney. McKinney puts it up. And that won't go. And Chris Ford will come down with the rebound. Pass it over to Roby. Roby puts it up. And his spin move won't go, but he's going to draw the foul. And that'll be on McKinney, his first. So Kansas City now in the penalty. And Roby will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 68% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he'll nail them both. So Kansas City lead cut down to 2 now. Inbound to King. And he's going to be fouled by Chris Ford, his first personal. So King will go to the line and shoot 2, 73% free throw shooter. Misses the first one. And second one, nothing but net. So 1 of 2 from the line. Kansas City lead of 3 now. Celtics ball. Celtics having trouble getting into somebody. Finally get it over to Roby. And Roby's going to shoot a desperation shot. And that's going to be blocked by Lacey. But Roby will come down with the board. And it's going to be a shot clock violation. So the Celtics turn it over. 24-second clock violation. Kansas City ball. 1 minute left in the quarter. Inbound it over to King. His jumper will be good. So Kansas City 5-point lead now. As the Celtics bring it up. And that's going to be stolen by McKinney. Celtics back quickly. And the Celtics will steal it right back. Emil Carr Fast break pass over to Henderson. Puts it up. And that'll be good.
Can you believe that?
Credit the assist to Roby on that one. 30-27 Kansas City. And it'll be stolen by Roby. Celtics going for the last shot here. Chris Ford. Fast break. Puts it up. And that is going to be good. So the Celtics have cut the lead to 1. Credit the assist to Henderson on that one, his first. Kansas City going for the last shot here. Can't seem to get it to anybody. And that'll be the end of the first quarter. So a wild first quarter. Kansas Celtics have cut the lead to only 1 point now. So 30-29. And the actual game was 34-33 Kansas City at the end of one. So very close to that. So, start of the second quarter. Kansas City will inbound it. Actually, we'll be right back. We're going to make some substitutions first. Alrighty, some starters back for both teams. Start of the second quarter. Kansas City ball. They'll inbound it over to Gerard. Gus Gerard in now. And he will shoot a 2. And that will be no good. However, Phil Ford gets it for the Kings. Puts it back up, and that won't fall either. Cowens with the board for the Celtics. Fast break pass over to Archibald. And he's going to feed it over to Maxwell. Puts it up and in. Maxwell with 6 points now. Archibald his third assist. And the Celtics have a 31-30 lead. Kings get it over to Phil Ford. Ford puts it up. And that will be good. Kansas City retakes the lead. Celtics with the ball. Over to Judkins. His jumper will not fall. Gerard with it for the Kings. With the rebound. And he'll pass it over to Phil Ford. Who puts it up. And that won't go. Birdsong with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And that'll be blocked by Judkins. Gerard with it for the Kings. Gets it over to Ford. Ford puts it up. And his jumper will not go. But he'll get his own rebound. And he'll pass it. Actually, he will turn it over. So Ford turns it over. Celtics ball. Celtics get it over to Cowens. Cowens puts it up. And up and under will not go. Maxwell with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled on the play. So it's going to be a foul on Gerard, his first team foul. Although he was in the act of shooting, so Maxwell will go to the line to shoot 2. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe so far. And first one's a miss. And he'll get 1 of 2. So the Celtics tie the game at 32. Kansas City inbounds it. And that's going to be stolen by Judkins. Fast break pass over to Archibald. Archibald with the feed. Inside to Maxwell. Puts it up and in. Maxwell with 9 points now. Archibald his 4th assist. And Kansas City's going to call a timeout. Try to kill at Celtic momentum. So Celtics with a 34-32 lead. Kansas City inbounds it after the timeout. Over to Wedman. Wedman with a great pass. Over to Ford. And Ford now with 15 points. Hit the assist to Wedman. 34-34 now. Over to Brid. And that will be good. Larry Brid with the basket finally. Brid now with 6 points. Assist goes to Cowens. And we're going to double team Phil Ford again. So Celtics with a 2-point lead. Kansas City ball. Over to Birdsong. Birdsong with a great pass. Feeds it into Wedman. Basket is good. Celtics push it up. Over to Mr. Larry Brid.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that is going to be way off the mark. So Brid misses the shot. Archibald comes down with the offensive board. And he'll pass it back to Brid. Brid is going to shoot a 3. And that won't go. Lacey with the board for the Kings. Celtics back quickly. Over to Gerard. And that's going to be a turnover. And we'll be right back after these substitutions. Alright, we're back to the action with the score tied at 36-36. Celtics ball. Over to Brid.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that's going to be defended by Wedman. Cowens with the board. And he'll put it back up. And his jumper will be good. So Celtics with a 2-point lead. Kansas City ball. And they get it over to Ford. Ford with a great feed over to Redmond, who puts it up and in. So Redmond his first basket of the day. Ford his 4th assist. 38-38. Celtics get it over to Archibald. And Archibald is going to be fouled on the play. And it's going to be against Redmond, his first personal. Second team foul. But he was in the act of shooting, so Archibald will go to the line and shoot 2. 83% free throw shooter. First one just barely stays in. Second one's good. So he gets both of them. Celtics with a 2-point lead now. Let's go back to double teaming Ford. So Kansas City with the ball, trailing by 2. And then they'll get it over to Green at center. Green is going to get fouled, though. And it's going to be on Cowens, his 3rd personal. So that'll be a shooting foul. We'll be right back. So Roby in for Cowens, who just picked up his 3rd personal. So Green to the line. He's just a 57% free throw shooter. First one's good. And second one's going to be a miss. So 1 of 2. As Roby comes down with the board for the Celtics. Celtics with the ball on a 1-point lead. And they'll get it over to Roby. Puts it up. And And that will not fall. But he'll come down with his own board. He'll put it back up. And this time it will be good. So second chance opportunity for Roby. Nails it. And gives the Celtics, I believe, their biggest lead of the day, 3 points. Or biggest lead in a while, anyway. Kansas City inbounds it. And I thought we were double teaming him, but apparently that goes away when you make a substitution on anywhere else. So they get it over to Ford. And Ford is going to turn it over, thankfully. So Celtics ball. And that's going to be stolen right away by Robinson. Celtics get back quickly, though. Oops. Didn't mean to double click it there. And they'll get it over to Ford. And the shot's going to be no good, but he will draw the foul.
Draws the foul.
And the foul is going to be on Brid, his second personal. So Ford will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 1 for 1 so far. First one's good, 82% free throw shooter. And makes both of them. Celtics lead now down to 1. As they push it up. And that's going to be stolen by Robinson again. Celtics back. Get it over to Redmond. And that's going to be a foul on Roby, his second personal. Third team foul. Kansas City with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Over to Green. And his shot will not fall. And Archibald will... Oh, actually, Chris Ford will come down with it. And fast break pass over to Archibald. Puts it up. And great defense by Green prevents that from going in. However, Brid's going to come out with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Wedman, his second personal. So Brid will go to the line for his first shots from the charity stripe. He's an 84% free throw shooter. First one's good. Ooh, and Billy gets the second one. Both go. So Brid now with 8 points. Celtics lead back up to 3. Kansas City pushes it up. And it's going to go over to Green. Green will put it up. And... no, not a +2, so it's going to be a miss still. But Green will come down with his own board. Put it back up. And this time it'll be good. So Green with his up to 5 points now. Celtics lead down to 1. So we're near the halfway mark of the second quarter. Celtics up by 1. And they'll get it over to Brid. Brid puts it up. And his shot will be good. And we'll be right back in these substitutions with the Celtics with a 3-point lead. And we are back as I think it's Birdsong. Birdsong checks back in. Oh, forgot the assist there to Archibald. His 5th. So Kansas City with the ball, down by 3. And they'll get it over to Birdsong to freshen the game. And he will turn it over. Oh, Celtics ball. And they'll get it over to Roby. And Roby's going to get fouled on the play. And that's going to be a foul on Robinson, his first. So he was in the act of shooting. So Roby will go to the line and shoot 2. They'll shoot 2 the rest of the way in the second quarter. So Roby 2 for 2 so far today. 3 for 3. And 4 for 4. So Roby nails both of them. Celtics lead up to 5, their biggest lead of the day. Kansas City inbounds it. Over to Wedman. And Wedman is going to get fouled, though. And that's going to be a foul on Brid, his third personal. So Brid in foul trouble now. So he's going to have to grab some pine. So Carr comes in for Brid, who has 3 personals now. Wedman goes to the line for his first shots of the day. 80% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he'll make both of them. Celtics lead down to 3. Celtics with the ball. And they'll get it over to Maxwell. And Maxwell's jumper is going to be good. The HRF is 3, so that'll be good. So the home court helps the Celtics on that one. And the lead back up to 5. Kansas City inbounds it. And that's going to be stolen by Chris Ford. And Kings are able to get back quickly. Celtics set it up. Over to Archibald. And his jumper, ooh, looks like it wasn't going to go there, but, oh, it's not going to go because Phil Ford causes the miss. And that'll go, it's going to be a jump ball now. So jump ball is going to be won by Kansas City. Birdsong with it now, and he's going to get fouled on the play. And it's going to be a foul on Maxwell, his first personal. So Celtics in the penalty, so Birdsong will go to the line and shoot 2. 69% free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one also good. So Birdsong with his first points of the game. Celtics 50, Kansas City 47. Can't find anybody open. Finally get it over to Chris Ford. Chris Ford with a great feed. Over to Archibald. And Archibald will nail it. Archibald with 8 points now. Chris Ford with his second assist. Celtics 5-point lead again. And they're going to get it over to Ford. No, they can't get it over to Ford as Archibald's guarding him. Instead they get it over to Birdsong. And that will not go. And it's going to be a loose ball foul. And it's going to be on ML Carr, his first. So Wedman will go to the line and shoot 2. 2 for 2 so far today. First one's good. Nails both of those. 52-49 Celtics. With the ball. Over to Roby. Come on. And he'll shoot a 2. And Lacey will cause that miss. That'll be out of bounds off of him. And it'll be Celtics ball. Celtics get it in and over to Maxwell, who pushes it up the court. And his runner will not go. Wedman with the board. Fast break pass over to Robinson. Puts it up. And that's going to be blocked by Maxwell. And Maxwell will come down with the board after his block. Celtics set it up. Over to ML Carr. And his spin move is going to be good. So Celtics 54-49. Kansas City ball. Over to Birdsong. Birdsong puts it up, and that will be good. Celtics up by 3 with the ball. Get it over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. And that's going to be no good. Robinson with the board. And he's going to pass it over to Birdsong. Birdsong puts it up. And his jump shot will be no good. Robinson with the offensive board, though. Puts it back up. And that's going to be good. And we'll be right back with substitutions. Alright, Celtics lead cut to 1 now by Kansas City. Celtics inbound it, get it over to Roby. And he's going to be fouled by Lacey. His first personal. So Roby will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 4 for 4 so far. First one's good. And he nails both of them. Shooting free throws like a pro, despite only a 68% free throw shooter in the actual season. He's 6 for 6 today. Celtics 56-53 now. Kansas City inbounds it. Into Ford. Ford with a great pass inside over to Green. And that'll be good. Green with his 7th point of the day. Celtics ball, nursing a 1-point lead. Get it over to Carr, and Carr is going to get fouled by Birdsong, his second personal. So Carr will go to the line and shoot 2, 74%, his first shots of the day. First one's good. And second one is off the mark. Oh, and just misses getting his own rebound there. Instead, it's Ford. Phil Ford's going to come down with it. He'll pass it over to... Can't get anybody open yet. Finally, Green gets open.
Steps into a jumper.
And his jumper is going to be blocked by Cedric Maxwell. And he'll get the rebound after he blocks it. Celtics will turn it over now. Chris Ford turns it over. So Kansas City ball. Chance to tie it here, or possibly take the lead with a 3-pointer. And it's going to be fouled by Archibald, his second personal. So Lacey will go to the line and shoot 2. 2 for 2 today. First one's good. And second one way off the mark. So Kansas City pulls to within 1. As Maxwell comes down with a board for the Celtics. Gets it over to Archibald. Archibald will turn it over, though. So Kansas City with a chance to take the lead now on this possession. Less than a minute left in the quarter, in the half. Gets it over to Lacey. And it's going to be defended by Roby there. Great defense by Roby. And Carr will come down with the board. Pass it over to Chris Ford. Puts it up. And that's going to be blocked by Green. So it's going to be a jump ball is the call. Celtics win the jump ball. Going for the last shot here. ML Carr with it. Puts it up. And that is going to be... Oh, it's going to be defended, though, by Green. And Reggie King's going to come down with the board. Going for the last shot. And he'll turn it over. So that should do it. So at the end of 2 at halftime, it's Celtics 57 and Kansas City 56. In actuality, it was Celtics 64 and Kansas City 61. So the Celtics had a 3-point lead in actuality. And have a 1-point lead here at halftime. So pretty close. A little bit less scoring. Not much, though. So we'll be right back. Actually, let's go over the stats first. At halftime, Phil Ford leads Kansas City with 17 points. Scott Wedman with 10. And for the Celtics, Cedric Maxwell with 11 points and Larry Bird with 10 points. Gerald Henderson, 8 points off the bench. And Mike Green, 7 points off the bench for Kansas City. So we'll be right back with the start of this second half. Alrighty, and we're back with the start of the second half between the Kansas City Kings and the Boston Celtics. The Celtics up by 1. And we just checked in our YouTube page, and we just saw that we got our 200th subscriber. So it was 6.5 months approximately for the first 100, and 6.5 months for our second 100. So we want to thank you, all you who have subscribed. And Verlick99, our newest subscriber, was our 200th subscriber. So thank you, Verlick99, and everybody else that subscribed. So we'll be doing a video shortly on thanking you guys for our 200th subscription. But right now, let's get back to the third quarter action here. So Kansas City inbounds it, down by 1. And hold on here, we're just going to make sure we did substitutions. We'll be right back. Alrighty, we're back, and we did not make substitutions, but we do now. So we have the starting lineups for both teams out on the court. Kansas City inbounds it. Gets it over to Lacey. Lacey will shoot a 2. And his shot will not go. But Robinson comes down with the board for the Kings. Puts it back up. And his spin move will be good. So Kansas City back on top, 58-57. Opening moments of the second half. Celtics inbound it. And that's going to be stolen by Lacey. And nope, no steal. No fast break. Celtics get back, and that's going to be a quick foul on Bird. So Bird with his 4th personal. Less than a minute into the second half, so he's going to have to go on the bench. ML Carr checks in for Bird, who just picked up his 4th personal. So Kansas City will inbound it. And they'll get it over to Lacey.
Into a jumper.
And Lacey puts up the jumper. And that's going to be no good, but he'll draw the foul. And that is going to be on Cowens, who picks up his 4th personal. So Celtics, 2 guys with 4 fouls now. We'll be right back. So Roby checks in for Cowens, as Cowens just picked up his 4th personal. Lacey will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 3 for 4. And first one way off the mark. Second one also misses, so he misses both of them. As Roby comes down with the rebound for the Celtics. And he'll pass it over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. And his jumper is no good. And that's going to go out of bounds, Kansas City ball. So Kansas City with the ball on a 1-point lead. And Chris Ford is going to be hit with a foul here. His 2nd personal. 3rd team foul. So Kansas City inbounds it. Hey, Miss Mags. Mags is joining us here. Mr. Brody over his co-host seat, although we're off camera. Let's see here. But they're with us in spirit. All right, so over to Birdsong. Birdsong shoots a 2. Smag's trying to talk into the mic now. No, you can't talk into the mic. All right, let's see what's going on here. And this shot is going to be... Looks like it's going to be good.
What a sensational play
Kansas City with 3-point lead now. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Archibald. Archibald puts it up. And his jump shot will be good. So Archibald now in double digits with 10 points. Kansas City lead just 1 now. Over to Wedman. Wedman puts it up, and that's going to be a miss. And ML Carr with the board. He'll pass it over to Archibald. And Archibald is going to be fouled. And that's going to be on Phil Ford, his first personal. So Archibald is in the act of shooting, first team foul. So he'll go to the line to shoot 2. He's 2 for 2 from the charity stripe so far today. First one's good. And his second one will be good. So he's 4 for 4 as he makes both of them. And the Celtics have a 1-point lead as Kansas City drives it up the court. And another foul. It's going to be a foul on Rick Roby. So Roby would fix up his third personal. So the flurry of Celtics fouls here in the opening minutes of the second half. Kansas City inbounds it. And another foul. Unbelievable. So Archibald with his third personal. So Celtics already in the penalty. Less than 3 minutes into the second half. Into the quarter. Wow. At least he would go to the line to shoot 2 as he was in the act of shooting. He's 3 for 6. First one, nothing but net. Second one's good too, so he hits both of these. They're missing the last 2. And Kansas City takes a 1-point lead. Celtics with the ball. Over to Chris Ford. He puts it up. And that's going to be good, and he will draw the foul. So a chance for a 3-point play for Chris Ford. So he'll go to the line and see who the foul is on. Foul is going to be on Wedman, his third personal. So Ford with his first free throw shot. Chance to complete a 3-point play and give the Celtics a 2-point lead. 75% free throw shooter. And that's going to be good. So Ford gives the Celtics a 2-point lead. Kansas City gets it over to Birdsong. Birdsong puts it up. And great defense by Ford. Robinson with it, with the offensive board. And it's going to be a pass by Robinson. And he's going to get it over to Birdsong. Birdsong puts it up. And his shot is good. Ties the game at 64. I don't think we need to make any substitutions as we've already made a whole bunch of them because of the foul trouble. We'll give the assist to Lacey, excuse me. So Celtics with the ball. Game tied at 64. Maxwell with it now. Maxwell with a great feed. Inside pass over to Roby. Puts it up and in. So Roby now in double digits with 10 points. Maxwell with his second assist. Celtics lead by 2. Kings get it over to Ford. And Ford was going to give a great feed. Feeds it over to Birdsong, who puts it in. Birdsong now in double digits with 10. 6th assist for Ford. Ford getting closer and closer to a double-double. Celtics inbound at 66-66. Over to Nate Tiny Archibald.
The jumper on the baseline.
And his jumper will not go. Robinson down with the board. Pass break pass over to Ford. And he's going to get fouled. And defense 55. No, it's going to be offensive flagrant foul on Ford. So that'll be his second personal. Celtics inbound with a chance to take the lead. And it's going to be stolen by Lacey. Celtics get back quickly. Over to Wedman. Wedman puts it up. And his spin move is going to be good. So Wedman with 12 points. And Kansas City with a 2-point lead. Celtics push it up the court. Get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell will shoot it too. And Robinson will force the miss. And he'll get the board after he forces the miss. Kansas City sets it up. Gets it over to Wedman. No, actually they can't get over to Wedman. Carr's guarding him. Instead they get it over to Ford. And Ford will put it up.
The drive to the basket.
And that's no good. And it's going to be a jump ball. So Kansas City wins the jump ball. Gets it over to Ford.
What a pass!
Ford with the feed over to Birdsong, who puts it up and in. So Kansas City with a 4-point lead now. Celtics again. Whiteman's going to steal the inbound pass. Over to Ford. Ford with another great feed. This time over to Wedman. Puts it up and in. So 8th assist now for Ford. 2 away from a double-double. Celtics are going to take a timeout. Down by 6. Celtics trying to regroup now. After they entered the second half with a 1-point lead. Now trail it by 6. With 5 minutes gone by in the third quarter. After the timeout, Celtics get it over to Maxwell. Maxwell puts it up. And that's going to be a miss. Emil Carr with the offensive board. Puts it back up. And great defense by Wedman on that one. And that's going to go out of bounds off the Celtics. And it's going to be Kansas City ball. Celtics need a stop here. And I get it over to Lacey.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that'll be a miss. Roby comes down with the board. Oh, and a possible injury on Maxwell. No. Oh. So he's going to get injured for the rest of the game. Thankfully, it's only just the rest of the game. But it's still not good. So Maxwell. So he'll be the remainder of the game. Ouch. So Maxwell done for the day. He'll end with 11 points, 8 rebounds. Celtics leading scorer. That's going to hurt them. Oh boy, he's one of the only Celtics who was not in foul trouble. So the Celtics in deep doo-doo now. Boy. So Brid will have to go in at power forward now. Oh boy, I can't bring him in yet. Oh man, this is a mess now. Oh boy. Alright, we're going to have to put Judkins in at power forward, I guess. All right, back to the game here. That is a killer for us. So Celtics inbounded down by 6. So MLK out for the rest of the game with an injury. Just the rest of the game now, so thankfully it's not anything extended. So MLK with it now. Puts it up. And that shot will be good, as Birdsong almost was able to cause the miss, but not quite. Archibald with the assist. Inbound pass over to Birdsong. Birdsong will try to shoot a 3, and that won't go. Birdsong with his own rebound now, puts it back up. And that won't go. MLK with the board. He'll be on the fast break, puts it up. And great defense by Wedman forces the miss. And it's going to be a loose ball foul. Defensive high, so that is going to be on Birdsong. So Birdsong with his third personal. Third team foul. Celtics inbound it, down by 4. Over to Carr. And Carr's shot will not go. However, Judkins comes down with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled. And it's going to be on Scott Wedman, his 4th personal. So Wedman will have to come out of the game. So Wedman comes out with 4 personal fouls. King comes in. Judkins to the line, his first time to the charity stripe today. He's an 82% free throw shooter. First one's good. And he nails both of them. So Celtics deficit is now only 2. Judkins gets his first points of the game. Inbound pass. It's going to be a foul, though, on Judkins. So King will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 1 for 2 from the line today. First one's good. Nails both of them. So Kansas City lead back up to 4. Celtics inbounded over to Roby. He puts it up. And that is no good. And Roby comes down with his own board, though. Puts it back up. And, forced miss by Lacey. And he'll come down with the board. Fast break pass over to Ford. And he's going to get fouled. And that is going to be on Judkins, his 2nd personal. So Ford will go to the line and shoot 2. He's perfect 3 for 3 so far. Hit that 4 for 4. And he misses the last one there. So 1 out of 2. As Chris Ford comes down with the rebound for the Celtics. So it's a 5-point lead for Kansas City. Pass it over to Roby. Roby with a great feed. Passes it over to Judkins. Gets the basket. 75-72 Kansas City. Celtics hanging in there despite all the foul trouble. And they'll get it over to Birdsong. And his jumper will not go. Archibald with the board. Celtics set it up. Get it over to Ford. Ford Ford's move will not work. And Robinson will come down with the board for the Kings. And that is going to be stolen by Archibald. Celtics slow it down. And it's going to be a forced shot by Carr. And he's going to be a forced three-pointer. And that is way off the mark. But he'll come down with his own board. Put it back up. And that won't go either. However, Roby's going to come down with the offensive board. And he's going to get fouled. And that's going to be a foul on Robinson, his second. So Roby will go to the line and shoot 2. He's a perfect 6 for 6 from the free throw line so far today. That's 7 for 7. Oh, and misses the last one though. 7 for 8. Still a great performance by Roby. Has 11 points now. Chris Ford though with the offensive board. And he's going to pass it over to Archibald. Gives a feed over to Judkins, who puts it up and in. So Judkins with 6 points off the bench. Archibald with his 7th assist. And we have a 75-75 game. As Kansas City inbounds it, brings it up. Gets it over to Birdsong. And great defense by Ford. And he'll come down with the board. He'll pass it over to Roby.
He goes straight to the glass.
And that's going to be good. So the Celtics take the lead. Archibald with his 8th assist. So Kansas City brings it up. Can't get anybody open. Oh, and it's going to be a foul on Ford, his 3rd. So King will go to the line and shoot 2. 3 for 4 so far. First one's good. Second one's also good. Makes both of them. It's 77-77. Celtics inbound it. Carr gets open. And that's going to be blocked by King. Ford with the rebound. Phil Ford. Fast break on the fast break. Puts it up. And it's going to be good. And he draws the foul. So chance for a 3-point play for Phil Ford. Who now has 20 points. See what the foul is going to be on. And that is going to be on Chris Ford, his 4th personal. So Chris Ford now with 4 fouls. And he's going to get 2 to make 1. We'll be right back. All right, so Brid and Cowens check in and Chaney check in for the Celtics and Henderson. So Brid will help play it safe. And I think that's all the substitutions there. So let's see if Ford can complete the 3-point play. He's got 2 chances to make it, and he nails it. So Kansas City with a 3-point lead. Celtics ball. And Celtics get it over to Cowens, playing with 4 personal. And he's going to shoot it too, and that will not go. But Brid will come down with the offensive board. Puts it back up, and that'll be good. So Larry Brid with his 12 points now. Kansas City. Hold on here, let's see. I think we're going to double team Ford. Oh, we can't have him play safe, though. No, we can't do that. Got to have Brid play safe. All right. So Kansas City inbounds it up by 1. Over to Lacey. And Lacey with a great pass over to King, puts it up and in. King now with 9 points. Lacey picks up his fourth assist. Celtics inbound it. And they'll get it over to Carr.
He goes straight to the glass.
And his shot will be good. Samuel Carr with the bucket. Carr now with 9 points. And Henderson with his second assist. Celtics hanging in there, just down by 1. Kansas City ball and no steal. Defender safe. No, that is the wrong defender there. So it is going to be a steal. Steal by Cheney. Celtics set it up. Celtics with a chance to take the lead here. Can't get anybody open. Finally get it over to Henderson. Henderson with a great feed. Over to Carr. So Carr now in double digits. Henderson with another assist. And the Celtics have an 83-82 lead. As they inbound it. Try to inbound it. And they get it over to King.
What a pass!
And he's going to give a great feed over to Birdsong. Puts it up and in. And Celtics will call a timeout. Kill at some of that momentum. So Kansas City with a 1-point lead as we near the 1 minute mark of the third quarter. After the timeout, the Celtics will inbound it. And they'll get it over to Cheney. And Cheney will put it up. And that will not fall. Oh, and Robinson just unable to get to that one. Instead, Bird's going to get to it. And he's going to put it up. And that will be good. Oh, he almost draws the foul. Not quite, though, but the shot is going to be good. So Brid with 14 points and Celtics back in the lead. 1 minute left in the third quarter. Into King. Puts it up. And reverse layup. Oh, Larry Bird doesn't say anything about safe, so Brid will force the miss. But Lacey comes down with the offensive board, puts it back up. And that will not fall. And it's going to be out of bounds. Celtics ball. And Brid gets open. And he is going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Robinson, his third. So Brid will go to the line and shoot 2. Brid 2 for 2 from the charity stripe so far today. Make that 3 for 3. Every shot is big now and makes them both. So Celtics with a 3-point lead. Kansas City ball. Gets it over to Lacey. And his spin move is, oh, Collins almost gets a piece of it, not quite. And the shot will be good. Celtic lead down to 1. With the ball. Over to Brid. Brid is going to get fouled. And again, that's going to be Robinson, his 4th personal. So Robinson takes a seat. Green comes in for him at power forward. Brid will go to the line and shoot 2. First one's good. Makes them both. So Brid up to 18 points now. I believe to lead the Celtics. So Brid's stepping up. And Kansas City ball. Celtics up by 3. Kansas City pushes it up. Gets it over to Lacey. Lace with a nice feed over to Ford. And that's going to be good. Ford now with 23 points to lead all scorers. 5th assist for Lacey. He's having a fine day. As that's going to do it for the end of the third quarter. So the Celtics maintain their 1-point lead. It's like Kansas City going on top for a little while, and then the Celtics eventually getting the lead back and have a slim 1-point lead at the end of the third quarter. So we'll be right back with the start of the fourth quarter. So we start the fourth quarter. Celtics will inbound it, and Kansas City is. A lot of their starters have reached almost their total minutes. So even their leading scorer there. So we're going to have to sit them for a while and make it all even out. We do the same thing with the Celtics. Celtics, though, a little different as they are one less player with Maxwell out of the game. So we'll regulate it the best we can here. But we want to be fair minutes-wise to play as close to the actual minutes as possible. If we have to go over a little bit, then we'll do that at the crunch time. But we'll try to remain as consistent as possible. So start of the fourth quarter. Celtics inbound it with a slim 1-point lead. And it's going to be a foul on Grunfield, his first personal. First team foul. So Brid and Cowens both playing with 4 personal fouls. Also Wedman for the Kings. And it's going to be a pass into Cowens. No, actually, he's going to be denied. And finally, Cowens does get open. Oh, it's going to be another foul on Grunfield. He picks up his second. So 2 quick fouls on Kansas City. And on Grunfield. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Cowens. Puts it up. And that shot will not go, but he will draw the foul. Defensive high. That's going to be on Green, his third personal. So Cowens is in the act of shooting, so he'll go to the line and shoot 2. His first free throws of the day, 78% free throw shooter. First one's good. Second one, so he makes both of them. Celtics lead 91-88. Kansas City ball. And they get it over to McKinney. And McKinney with a great pass. Feeds it over to Wedman and puts it up and in. Wedman now 16 points. McKinney with his first assist. Celtics push it up. Over to Brid. Brid will shoot a 3. And that will not go. And it's going to be a jump ball. Jump ball is going to be won by Kansas City. And that's going to be stolen by Brid. On the fast break. And Brid's going to get fouled. And it's going to be a foul on Gerard, his second. So Brid will go to the line and shoot 2. He's perfect 6 for 6 from the charity stripe. First one's good. Second one makes both of them. Perfect 8 for 8. Brid now with 20 points to lead the Celtics. Celtics with a 3-point lead. Kansas City ball. Gets it over to Green, now playing center for the Kings. And his reverse layup will not go. Cheney with the board. Fast break pass over to Carr. Carr puts it up, and it's good. The Celtics lead up to 5. No assist there. Oh wait, yes, assist for Chaney. So Kansas City's going to call a timeout. Kill some of that momentum. And they'll inbound it. Over to Grunfield. Grunfield thought he was fouled by Collins on that play, but no call.
Steps into a jumper.
And that jumper is going to be no good. Archibald with a defensive board. And it's going to be a fast break pass over to Chaney. Celtics on the run. Chaney. And that's going to get blocked by Green. But it goes right to Cowens. And Cowens will get it over to... Can't get anybody open yet. Finally, Brid gets open. Brid with a great pass over to Archibald. Puts it up and in. Archibald now 14 points. Brid with his third assist. Celtics lead now 7. Building the momentum once again. Kansas City inbounds it. Gets it over to Grunfield.
The drive to the basket.
And that will be a miss. Cowens comes down with the board. Pass it over to Brid. Brid shoots it. And Brid's jumper is no go. Momentum though, hold on. Momentum is +2, so that's going to be a good shot. So Celtics lead up to 9. Credit the assist to Chaney. And Kansas City will be forced to call another timeout. Down by 9, so the biggest lead of the day for the Celtics. And this is exactly what they did in the game. In the actual game, is they pulled away in that fourth quarter. They were down by 3 going into the fourth quarter. And they managed to outscore Kansas City by 11 and win the game. So this is kind of the same thing that's happening right now. Hopefully, a lot of time left here, but hopefully the Celtics can maintain it. So after the timeout, Kansas City inbounds it. Gets it over to Gerard. And that will not go. Carr with the rebound. Celtics with a chance to go in double digits here. And nobody open yet. Still nobody open. Celtics going to have to be forced a shot here. And they get it over to Carr, who is going to force a 2-pointer. And that's not going to go. Green with the board for Kansas City. Boston gets back quickly. Kansas City sets it up. Gets it over to Green. And that won't go. Carr with the board. We'll pass it over to Cowens. And his jumper will not go. But he's going to get his own board. Puts it back up. And that is going to be good. So Cowens now with 8 points. And we'll be right back. All right, Celtics lead by 11 now. Kansas City inbounds it. Still can't get it to anybody. And they're going to get it over to King. And King is going to force a shot. And that's going to be blocked by Carr. As Brid comes down with the board. Fast break pass over to Henderson. Puts it up. And that is going to be good. So Henderson puts the Celtics up by 13 now. No assists on the play. Kansas City inbounds it, gets it over to Green. And Green will turn it over. So Kansas City is going to be forced to play in the press now, as the Celtics have a 13-point lead and the ball. Celtics can try to get it in. Finally, Brid gets open. Bird's going to shoot a three. And Brid, nothing but net. So Larry Bird now with 25 points, taking charge. This is the Larry Bird we know and love here in Boston. As Henderson gets the assist there. And the Celtics with a commanding 16-point lead now. Celtics opening it up here. After it looked like they were going to be in foul trouble the rest of the way, they managed to play safe and take charge. And it's going to be over to McKinney. McKinney will shoot it. And that is going to be a miss, but he will draw the foul. And who's that going to be on? That's going to be on Archibald, his fourth personal. So McKinney will go to the line and shoot two. 81% free throw shooter, his first free throw shots of the day. First one's going to be a miss. And second one is good, so he gets 1 for 2. His first point of the day. Celtics 106, Kansas City 91. Brid with it now, over to Brid. And that is going to be... That's going to be a miss. And that's going to go out of bounds and be Kansas City ball. And it's going to be a foul on Brid. Uh-oh, Brid picks up his fifth personal. We'll be right back. All right, so Brid's going to have to play safe now, as we're out of power forwards there pretty much with Maxwell out of the game. I suppose, wait, hold on here. Oops, where'd it go? Where'd it go? We've lost our game here. Here we go. Alright, so I guess we could put in Roby. I don't know, Roby's gone over his minutes too, so yeah, we have to do it this way. Alright, we're back. Alright, so Kansas City inbounds it, down by 15. And actually, they're going to call a timeout. Okay. Kill some of that momentum. And they'll get it over to McKinney. Kenny puts it up. And his jumper will not go. Carr comes down with the board. Fast break pass over to Henderson. Puts it up. And that's going to be good. I like this Henderson-Archibald combination here. Basically 2 point guards on the floor. No assists on the play. Okay, let's get Brid playing safe again. Okay. So Kansas City inbounds it, down by 17. Over to Green.
He goes straight to the glass.
And great defense by Cowens. As Brid comes down with the board, his 7th rebound. Celtics slow it down. And that press will cause a turnover there. So Brid with the turnover. Halfway. It's just 6 minutes left in the game, and Kansas City down by 17. Over to King. And King is going to get fouled. Oh, no. Center 66, or defensive high. And that's going to be on Carr, his second personal. So King will go to the line and shoot 2. He's 5 for 6. Gets the first one. And, ooh, just barely gets the second one. Nails both of them. 108-93 Celtics. Carr with it. And that will not go. Miss caused by Wedman. Brid, though, with the board. Nice feed inside to Carr. And that's going to be good. Brid with the assist. Carr now with 15 points off the bench. Having a great game. Kansas City inbounds it. And it's going to be a foul on Archibald. So Archibald picks up his 5th personal. As Kansas City inbounds it, they had one to give. So Kansas City will be in the bonus the rest of the way, as will the Celtics. And they're going to give that one over to Birdsong.
Steps into a jumper.
And his jumper is going to be no good. And it's going to be out of bounds Celtics ball. Celtics inbound it. Oh, and they're in the press, so that is going to be a foul on Green. So Counts will go to the line and shoot 2. So Green with his 4th personal. So Kansas City in the penalty the rest of the way. First shot's good. And second one's going to be a miss. Oh, and Carr almost gets to it, but not quite. Instead, McKinney's going to grab it for the Kings. And he'll pass it over to Wedman.
The drive to the basket.
And that won't go. And Carr almost gets it. Instead, Henderson will have it. Fast break pass over to Archibald. Puts it up. And that's going to be good. So the Celtics lead now up to 20 here as they've taken charge. With just less than 5 minutes to go in the game. And that's going to force Kansas City to... Ooh. Not quite yet. I can only get one timeout left. So they're not going to take it yet. So Kansas City gets it over to Birdsong. Great feed inside to Wedman. Wedman now with 18 points. Celtics still with a commanding lead, though. And team press assisted guard. Assist is greater than 24, so that's... Nope, don't worry about that. Nope, nobody open yet. Instead, they get it into Cowens. Cowens is going to get fouled. So defense 30, yeah. So it's going to be on Green, his 5th personal. So Cowens will go to the line and shoot 2. Cowens 3 for 4 from the charity stripe. First one's good. Cowens now has 10 points on the day. Second shot is also good. Just barely gets that one in. So Celtics lead back up to 20. 4 minutes left in the game. Kansas City ball. And it's going to be a foul on Carr. His 3rd personal. So Wedman will go to the line and shoot 2. 4 for 4 so far. Get that 5 for 5. And nothing but net there. 6 for 6. Might be too little too late here, though. As time's winding down for the Kansas City Kings. Celtics inbound it. Get it over to Cowens. Cowens will turn it over, though. Kansas City inbounds it. Over to Birdsong. Birdsong puts it up. And that will be good. Wedman with the assist. Celtics inbound it. Okay, guard is equal to 7. So that's going to be go to him, and it's going to be an assist because it's greater than 4, and he's got an 11, so that will be an assist. Inside pass over to Carr. Up and in. Carr with 17 points now. Henderson with his 6th assist. Kansas City ball. And that's going to be a steal by Cowens. And Celtics will hold up. Take some time off the clock here. And that's going to force a turnover on Brid. Press forces the turnover. And we'll be right back with our final substitutions. And we're back with the Celtics up by 18. Kansas City ball. Less than 3 minutes left. And it's going to be a 2-pointer by Redmond. And that will not go. Cheney with the board. And he'll pass it over to him. It's going to be a steal by Reggie King. Celtics back quickly. Wedman with the shot. That won't go. Cheney with the board. And no, that doesn't take effect there. So they get it over to Brid. And it's going to be defended by Lacey. And jump ball. And that's going to go to Celtics. And they'll get it over to Henderson. And great defense by Green. That'll force the miss there. As Green comes down with the board. Over to Redmond. And that will go. And that's going to be a foul on Cheney, his first personal. So King will go to the line and shoot with 2, 7 for 8. First one's good. Makes both of them. 16-point Celtic lead. Over to Cowens. Cowens will shoot the 2. And that's going to be a miss. Lacey with the rebound. And he'll pass it over to Lacey. Well, get it. It comes back to him, I guess. And I thought that would automatically be the shot there, but I guess not. I guess that's a forced 3-pointer for the other team. That's going to be a miss. Brid with the rebound. Pass it over to Cheney. No, Cheney doesn't get to it. Pass it over to Henderson. And the shot will be good. So they're going to, a minute left, they're going to call their last timeout. Yes. So Kansas City inbounds it. Three-point shot by Wedman. And that's no good. Collins with the ball. And they're going to intentionally foul him. Not that it really matters that much. 420. So Lacey with the foul. So Ford will go to the line and shoot two. First one's good. And that's all but ices it there. Kansas City inbounds it. Over to Wedman. And great defense by Ford. Mike Green with the rebound. Defensive board. Puts it up. And that will not go, but he will draw the foul. And that's going to be on, that doesn't say anything about safe, so Larry Brid. I wonder if that star means safe. And it doesn't really matter anyway, because we're at the end of the game anyway. So Larry Brid comes out, fouls out. After scoring 25 points to lead all scorers. And we sat Ford because he went over his minutes there, so that's the reason why we sat him the rest of the way. And Roby is going to have to come in at, let's see, we could stick somebody else in at power forward. We just got less than a minute. We can stick Judkins in for a minute at power forward. Alright, I guess we can bring in these guys for the last minute. Not that it will matter that much. Alright, so Brid fouls out. Green go to the line to shoot two, 1 for 2. First one's good. Second one's also good. Makes both of them. Celtics inbound it. Pretty much all done now, so they're not going to even bother fouling the Celtics. And that shot is going to be, ooh, almost blocked by Wedman, but not quite. So that'll be good. Kansas City inbounds it. Can't get anybody open, and that's going to be a foul on Henderson. So Ford will go to the line and shoot two. 5 for 6. Makes both of those. Celtics inbound it, playing for the last shot here. And fittingly, the last shot, Chaney will get on the board with his first shot. Well, first points of the game. And that's pretty much going to do it. So the Celtics win big. 125 to 105. Out shooting Kansas City by 19 points in the fourth quarter. So a huge fourth quarter for the Celtics, as it had been tight all the way, with the Celtics just with a 1-point lead going into the fourth quarter. Look at those scores, just a 1 point. Kansas City won the first quarter by 1. Celtics won the second quarter by 2, and they were tied in the third quarter. But the fourth quarter belonged to the Celtics, as they did double up on Kansas City, more than doubled up to win the game. So the leaders there, Larry Brid and Phil Ford, both with 25 points for their teams respectively. Robazine and Roby each with 10 rebounds to lead their teams. And ironically, look at all those stats. They're all the same for both teams. Phil Ford almost had a double-double. At 8 points, and I think Roby might have had a double-double. Maybe Robazine too. So Phil Ford and Archibald led their teams with 8 assists each. I thought we would have a double-double with assists the way they were coming early on, but all right. So let's go over this. So let's see how many double-doubles that are in here, if there are any. So Robazine, no, he only had 8 points, so he doesn't get one. And Roby, yes, Roby will get a double-double with 13 points and 10 rebounds. So great job for Roby there. So player of the game is going to have to go to... Oh, he just missed a double-double with the rebounds for Brid. He had 9. So I think we got to give Larry Brid the player of the game here for this. He was perfect, 8 for 8 from the charity stripe. He was 8 for 16 from the floor. That's excellent for him. Excellent for just about anybody. 4 for 5. 4 offensive rebounds, 5 defensive rebounds. 25 points. Yeah, we got to give Brid, I think, player of the game. Did he have any steals? He had a steal. He had 3 turnovers. Did foul out, but and 4 assists. So yeah, Larry Brid, player of the game there. So Larry Brid led the Celtics with 25 points. Let's go through the other points. Let's go for the points for Kansas City first. So Ford with 25 points. Wedman with 20 points. Otis Birdsong with 16. And Lacey with 11. Robazine 8. Reggie King 13 off the bench. Mike Green 9 off the bench for Kansas City. Brid led the Celtics with 25 points, as we said. Archibald with 16. Chris Ford with 12. Collins and Maxwell both with 11. ML Carr with 17 points off the bench. Excellent job by ML Carr. Had 8 rebounds. Almost had a double-double off the bench. Rick Roby did have a double-double off the bench. Gerald Henderson with 12 points. Judkins 6 and Chaney with 2. Let's see. From the floor, the Celtics shot 47%. 40% for Kansas City. Celtics 2 for 6 from three-point land. Kansas City over 2. Celtics shot 89% from the free throw line. Excellent, excellent. Kansas City also did well too, 83%. And rebounds, Celtics won that battle 55-36. 19 more rebounds, so they definitely won the battle of the boards, and the Celtics finished with the largest lead of 20 points. So with the win, the Celtics improved now to 6-6. They were actually 10-2 at the end of this, so we're still 4 games off the pace, but we didn't fall any further behind today. So thank you for joining me. It's been Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, and we will see you in the next Boston Celtics Larry Brid career replay, when it'll be game number 13, and that is going to be against, check our basketball reference here, as soon as it loads up here. Doesn't seem to want to load here. This game was from November 9th of 1979. And, they'll be taking on the Philadelphia 76ers in Philadelphia. And they lost by 1 point to the Sixers. So let's see if we can get a win and get 1 game closer to our actual record. So take care, God bless, and we'll see you in the next Inside the Paint Larry Brid career replay from the 1979-80 season, his rookie year. So take care and God bless. Bye-bye now.